Hello and welcome to ShowBuilder Tutorials. Today we're going to take a look at adding a performance to the calendar. To begin with, as we've done with all of our other appointments, simply go to the calendar and double-click on the day you would like to add to your performance. Once at the appointment template, you're going to want to select Performance, and it will bring you to this page. Here, you can go ahead and input all of the information pertaining to this specific performance. That includes type, number, title, call times, half hour, etc. For our purposes, I'm going to say this is an evening show, and the first one. We're also going to make this a 7:30 show. So that would mean our call time for cast would be 7. Our crew call time is going to be 6. Half hour will again be 7 o'clock. And our performance is going to begin at 7:30. Now our start and end times pertain to the first call time right up until the last person leaves the building. So here we might say that would detail 6 p.m. until approximately 10 p.m. Venue and location are fairly self-explanatory, and this brings us to privacy level. Now the default for privacy level is going to be private. This is helpful in case you're adding in tentative dates, etc. But once things have solidified, you can go ahead and change this or just initially set this to public. Public will mean it is automatically added to everyone's calendar and you do not need to invite anyone to this particular event. For our purposes, we're also going to shut off Allow Edits. Now, once you go ahead and save, as the stage manager, you will now see this new action icon here. Now, if this is the first time I'm making a performance, this particular button will say Add Production Geolocation. Now, since I have done this before, my action icon instead says Update Production Geolocation. This allows you to mark where the theater is, and then as people arrive for their call times, they will be able to sign in virtually. This means no more having to run to the call board at half hour to check that everyone has arrived. I would like to mention that in order to set the geolocation, you do have to make sure your location services are allowable for whatever browser you are using. Now, once you click that icon, you'll see here that the production's location has been updated. Now, let me log in as an actor and I can show you how to sign in. Now, once I'm signed in as an actor, and because we've added and published today's performance, you can see it is now listed here on my current production page. In order to sign in, I then go to the appointment by clicking on that action icon there, which will bring me to this particular page. Now, because of the parameters I set earlier when I created this appointment, all of these parameters here are grayed out and not editable for me as Kate, the actor. in order to edit these details, I would have to sign back into my profile as a stage manager. Now at the bottom of this page is a handy button for please sign in. Here's where the Geo Tagging comes in handy. If the stage manager has set the Geo Tag for the theater, once I am within 100 feet of that location, I can log in virtually from my phone. To do so, simply click here on this button, and as you can see, this pop-up window will appear saying that I am now signed in. You will also have an update down here saying you are signed in as well. Now for the rest of this tutorial, I'm going to log back in as a stage manager. Now once I've selected this performance, you'll see this new added bar up here at the top, which will remain when we navigate to the company page or even to the running order page. This will designate that we're in the performance for Monday, September 27th. So with that designation, the company page is no longer just the company page. It is now your in-out sheet, and anytime you pull up this particular performance, you can once again check and see who was in and on for each role. Now for today's sake, we're going to say there's a bit of a stomach bug going around the company, and Ariana is not feeling quite well. So we're going to pull up the edit page for her track, and instead, we're going to select Angie, who is her first cover. We'll say that Emily is feeling under the weather as well. So we're going to eliminate her track entirely and then drop in a split track instead. Now when you go up here to select company members to add, it will have any tracks you've deleted as well as any split tracks you've added to the company. So here, I'm going to select Ensemble 1 and 4 split track and simply click here to add to group. Now similar to the company page, the running order page will also be a snapshot for this specific performance. And you once again can know that by the appearance of this bar up at the top, which gives you the specific date of the performance you're looking at. Now to round out this tutorial, I'd like to go back to our actual performance page. This page, once again, has this particular bar up at the top, which gives you the specific date of performance and also this particular button for next section, which will allow you to advance the show in terms of your running order. Additionally, this page pulls most of the information listed directly from when we created this appointment on our calendar. However, it also has other details you can select and delineate. Essentially, this is the beginning of your rehearsal report, and as you go through the show, you can add notes to round that out. You also have a section of toggles over here on the left side of the screen. Now the first one is Sections Follow Time. Now, once you've gone through with live performance and have timestamps for the runtime of your show, you can turn on Sections Follow Time. And once the pre-show clock hits 0 and the show begins, the sections will auto-follow into the next scene or cue, depending on which you select. We will be taking a look at creating timestamps and adding notes in our next tutorial for live performance. Now here, you can also choose to hide sections scenes, or cues during the live performance view of your show. Additionally, if you have a 2 or a 3-act show, you have these particular toggles here on the side. If I select production has second intermission and a third act, I will now have additional time slots to delineate when those start and stop times are. Lastly, down here you have reset performance, which will allow you to reset all of the time parameters listed for this particular performance. And that is a basic overview of adding a performance to the calendar. We hope this was a useful video for you, and as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave us a comment below or send us an email. Thanks for stopping by, and let's get on with the show.